Whoa, what is up, everybody? I hope you guys enjoyed your weekend, enjoying your Sunday evening. I appreciate anybody that is tuning in to the live stream. What's up, Freon Leon, Mike B, One Man HVAC, Victor? What's up? How's everybody doing on this Sunday evening? Oh yeah, you like the you like the intro? That's the same intro from my podcast, but it's through YouTube. Yeah, I did the quick version. I wish they would let me use it for the live for to set it up that way. I have to like actually play it as we go live and stuff like that. But anyway, what is everybody up to? How is everybody's work week looking like? Are you guys ready? And what's everybody got going on? What's up, Kitchen Cowboy, Matt Mechanical Environments? What is up, everybody? Just doing some things around the house and trying to keep up with this Sunday night live stream. I feel like, we can get or hang out for the week to come and see what's up. What is up, Oscold HVACR? How's everybody doing? I hear, or who's using 454 or R32? I'm still, I don't want to say old school. Like we still see a lot of old equipment, and I haven't had to stock up yet on any of the new ones yet, the A2Ls. And it's getting a little crazy because I swear, because I always do the price check over on HVAC nights on Thursday evenings. We go live there with Jake and Curtis. And every now and then I check the price on refrigerant because it comes up quite a bit. From one week to the next, it went from like 400 to 700. So that's fun. It's like seven something right now. And yeah, I'm not dealing with it. I have 404 and 410A on most of the equipment that we work on. And I was not looking forward to changing over to something new. And the way the price is going right now, I'd rather use, something else. I think R32 is still a lot cheaper. No one's going to be able to get that damn refrigerant pretty soon. What's up, Morgan? What tools we buying this week? I ordered uh I ordered that Klein scraper knife. It's just I haven't seen, like, I had to get mine off Amazon. I think that's what you said too, and I'm still waiting for it. It's just like gonna take a couple weeks. Yeah, we done a few RTUs on 454B, but I haven't had to buy any. Well, what I'm hearing is that they're not even going to come fully charged at some point, and then you're really going to be screwed. Yeah, 454. I wonder if it's gone up since the last time I checked. Like, this is a R20. What's funny is it's what we're supposed to use. It's not being phased out, but it's happening again like the R22 that was phased out. It's pretty. Someone said it's actually going up to like $1,000. Let's see. Yeah, it came down like $50. Okay, still around $700. Lowe's is supposed to get. I kept checking. I was like, I can order one delivery curbside something, but couldn't find it. So yeah, I'm waiting on it. And from Amazon. Oh, you got lucky. You bought some before the price hike. Yeah, because I think even like the dumb thing is that 410A is cheap. Like compared to that, compared to 404, like the other stuff that I use, 410A is still dirt cheap. It's like 200 some. And if I'm being honest, as long as the EPA doesn't come in here, I can just swap out a TXV power head on any of the any of the new equipment that comes in and use whatever I want. That's the weird thing. Like, well, that's a the cool thing. The weird thing is that all the equipment that is manufactured now is universal for everything. Everything with PoE. So it'll be. I don't think I had my videos out yet, but like there was a couple that I was trying to see that someone else installed, and I was trying to. They had like mixed and matched, which I was like annoyed about because the old equipment had to have been Yeah, they were R22 walk-in coolers. On the freezer, I want to say those are usually like 502 or something like that. So they had R22 systems that I knew of. Somebody else came in, gave them a cheaper bid, and did the condensing unit for them, and kept the evaporator when the evaporators are the ones that leak extremely quick. So they already have. I already showed them that they had some leaks in the evaporator. So now we got to swap out the evaporator because the condenser was already changed out. And I was like, what the hell did they use? Because they didn't mark anything. And the old, like I said, the old one was R22. It could have been R22. It could have been 427, 407. You know, any of those replacements, unless they actually paid for R22. Because I know some companies do fork over the crazy price tag for it. I have this like I don't know if I mentioned it on nights, but I have this kind of like rule of thumb with pricing. If it gets up there, like up to 900, 1,000, I'm not buying it. So when R22 crept up, I was like, I'm not buying it. We're gonna use something else and just deal with it. Do the conversion with the PoE oil, or if they have a new compressor, it's easier. Like stuff like that. So, or if they were getting a new compressor or condenser, easier that way. So I don't know what they used. And then if you look at the side label, it's like this compressor. Honestly, it just basically works with everything. It's 448, 449. It can do 407C and 404 and like everything under the sun. So they didn't label it, and I don't know what they used. So we're having to change out the coil anyway. So we're going to just recover, use what we want to use. And if I want to use 404, I just got to change out the power head. Yeah. What's up, Eddie, Oki, and Blue Pegasus? What's up? I got 454B from a supply house. They weighed it before and after I used it. Okay. Is 410A under 200? That's crazy. Well, now I'm curious. I'm literally like checking these prices like every other day. And this is like it just bringing me back to when we had to do the last changeover from like are we going to like what's the R22 replacement we're going to use? I was just checking prices like every day to figure it out. 410 is. And what sucks is that new one or the new ones are 20-pound tanks. No, it's still it's like 250 here. What is the thoughts on mixing them to make it? That's done that's done by experts. We're not the chemists or whatever. So don't do that. I got a pallet of 410A for 150 a tank. How are y'all getting it cheaper? Well, I'm shopping at Johnstone. I haven't looked around because they might have the. Every now and then I catch them when they do these price increases, and I'm like, oh, I could get it cheaper down the street, you know. R22 not as bad as it was at one point. Not as many people buying anymore. Oh yeah, that's true. It's not as bad as that initial, peak that it had. But yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm just hearing about it left and right, and I don't think we've hit the actual shortage yet or the effect of it. It's just like people are increasing the price to anticipate that. Oh, man, I was gonna say something, but um, yeah, pricing in general, I can't even get a damn. I still have issues getting coils right now. I have, yeah, CO2. I want to talk to CO2 is like I've never worked on it. I have no idea how it works or any of that. Very the only person I've talked to that actually will talk to me about CO2 is Brett Wetzel. And the last time that I had him on my podcast, that just went over my head. So I was like, I wanted to have him back on so we could actually talk about CO2s and different things like that, where I can actually like pay attention a little bit better. But yeah, the other issue I've had is the whole getting a coil. I had that issue with Riemann Rude, and that one went nowhere. I ended up letting that job go, and someone else was able to patch it. And I guess eventually they got the coil in, because then I saw that because I do maintenance for that customer, and they were using somebody else to. Someone else could do it, I guess, or attempted it. I wasn't going to attempt the aluminum to copper. It was leaking pretty bad. And I was gonna give them the option to do both, but I was like, let me get you a price on the coil. That took forever. Could not get a price on a coil. Basically, I was told no by Riemann Rude. We're not, I don't know, there's nothing available. And the other company swooped in and did the repair. I was gonna offer it afterwards, but they did the repair, and then I saw that they had a new shiny coil finally. Probably only took 6 months. And then now I have one that is a Daikin. Coil's leaking. I wanted to replace the coil because it was leaking in like the bottom corner, and it's in the coil. And I was like, I don't know. Called 3 week. Uh, it's back ordered 3 weeks. So I was supposed to get it. They're like, yeah, we're gonna get it, and it's through Johnstone. They're Daikin and all that. I've been checking on it, and it's now 5 weeks out, and we'll see because there's no update. They just said sorry, still back ordered. So now my customer's waiting another 2 weeks. And at this point, I'm gonna go back sometime during the week just to try and patch it and see if we can get them by. I'm pretty, yeah, that one's a copper coil, so I should be able to fix it. I just didn't want to deal with it because usually you fix one leak and then another one comes up. So yeah, I prefer to change out the coil when they're leaking like that, but 5 weeks out, I don't know if they're gonna wait. Or I like, what do you do at this point? But yeah, we'll see. R290's up there, CO2's up there. There's different ones. What is up, Brian? Jason. Let me get back to the chat. Looking to switch to JB probes. First, watch my video tomorrow. I haven't finished editing that one yet. I'm gonna do that. That reminds me, I just had a lot going on today. Our stuff around the house took up some time, and then I was watching some basketball. But I'm reviewing four, or kind of talking about four different probe sets, and that's gonna be tomorrow's video. So I'll upload it. It'll be up in the morning. And I'm not the I like I want to love, or I wanted to like the JB ones. Brian, I think, says that they've been good to him. They haven't been good to me. I used them for like a month, 3 weeks, a month. Not a fan. Made in USA is that's their whole thing. The vacuum pumps I think are made solid. That's like their go-to. I broke their manifold when they send it out. Broke the probes when they send them out. So I just don't like the quality. It's and I know, like I said, Brian has them. Brian uses them, so you can ask him about it too. But let's see. I don't know. I think he's still in here. But yeah, just because it says it's made in USA doesn't mean that it's. I don't like all the plastic that they use. So I actually did a review with the field piece, the JB, the Navax, and I've had the Testos in the past. So that's what that video is going to go over. Oh, the JB Zeppelins. Oh, I would take that in a heartbeat. Nationwide Coils will make you coils third party. I need to look into that. I forgot you had mentioned that last time. At this point, because before, like, yeah, if I could wait a week, 2 weeks, I was okay. It wasn't like we're scheduling them usually a few days out, or the next week. So that didn't, and then to get approval and all that kind of stuff, like it takes time. But like now that it's like a 5 week thing, that's pretty ridiculous. Like that's kind of crazy. Hanging out in Cali over there, Jason. What's up? And I use my probes, just to answer you. I use my probes every every other day. I work on a lot of refrigeration equipment, and I'm constantly either on like small equipment checking like the charge and what the pressures are, because I can typically just go by pressures and figure out if it's a charge issue or if it needs to be like, a lot of times right now I just secured another maintenance agreement, basically, because well, actually two. One customer, I went out like 3 calls in a row, and it was just a dirty coil. 3 or 4 calls. Two of them had burnt. One of them burnt up the compressor wiring, and one of them burnt up the power switch. Actually, I take that back. They all had issues. So like, let's say I can remember three right now that I got in a row: two power switches and one compressor, like power wire. There's nothing wrong with the unit. I repaired the wirings, I replaced the switches, and all three of them, there was nothing wrong with them. Pressures were fine after the fact when I cleaned them. I just told them, you got these condensers that plug up. They might not look dirty, but once I get my cleaner in there, once we rinse it out with some water, you can see I got buckets of like black gunk coming out, right? So and these are coolers that are like the condensers are ground level. They're going to pick up a lot of dirt. People walk back and forth. Everything gets kicked up, it gets sucked up. So essentially, I was like, these are calls that can be prevented, that if we do maintenance, because this time it was the wiring, right? Like a switch. That's not going to cost much. It's not a big or high ticket item. But let's say that compressor gives out. Let's say that that motor, the fan motor gives out. That's when it becomes a problem. And actually, another call that I had for another customer, They had a grounded compressor, and that thing was like, it looked fine outside, and I think they said they brushed it, but like the inside of that little condenser was packed. I mean, it took me a while to clean it out. So it was extremely packed, and she was, they didn't know that they can get that dirty. So both customers were like, yes, give me a quote. I want to get it done. So now I got to do maintenance on like refrigeration, like the coolers and freezers, whether it's like the little ones or the walk-ins. Just have a lot of those calls. And I was like, if we clean them out every now and then, just come by, can check everything, make sure everything's good, and then you won't have those. A lot of them came in like Friday afternoon and stuff like that. So I was like, you won't have those late, in the day calls that turn into overtime calls, because they don't want those things down like over the weekend. Let's see. Would you okay? Would you recommend Ellie Tech gauges for someone fresh out of trade school? Did I do? Okay, I did my video on Saturday. That was on the new Hvac manifolds, right? So basically, in a nutshell, I was like, spend your money wisely. If you're new to the trades and you're trying to buy your own equipment, you're going to go one of two different routes, and both are the right way. There's no wrong. You can't go wrong with either one. It just depends on you, your situation, your preference, and you know, also the advice that you take. You can go. I wouldn't go dirt cheap, right? There's no Amazon branded. Don't get. I think Vivor. That's a big Amazon brand. They make. I think they make gauges. I just saw somebody post that. Don't go dirt cheap. But Elitech, I would say, is like those affordable. That's an affordable tool company that makes a lot of things damn near identical to like the bigger companies. So like their scale is very similar to like a Field Piece or a Hillmore, uh, like a refrigerant scale. Their leak detectors are identical to Hillmore. It's like the same manufacturer makes both. And their gauges, I've never seen any gauges like theirs, but it looks like they try to mimic something like Field Piece, because they got a higher end one. And then they have these little ones that they gave us at AHR. They were like handing them out, and there are these little what do you call them, like headless gauges, and I actually put them in that video as a recommendation because they were like $150 or something like that. Like they were pretty cheap. Let me see if I can pull it up. So Ellie Tech. Yeah, let me share the screen really quick. I have too many screen. Yeah. So if you look here, which if it lets me click, I really like these. I have these. For now I keep them in my truck as like the weekend or after hour call. These are the gauges that I have, and they're super nice. I'm debating if to put them back in my van because they're so compact and convenient. And something like this, like you can see down here, it's like $150, and you can actually get them with the hoses and stuff for like $200 or less. I think on Amazon you can get a better deal. But yeah, it's digital. Where was the other picture? It's digital. You have every refrigerant. It's easy to read. It's that old school screen that I was talking about in the video. So 10 out of 10 recommendation if you want something affordable. Now, the only reason, so like you can go the affordable route if you're buying your own equipment and you're like new to the trade, because there's no reason for you to get thousands and thousands of dollars, because you're either going to break it, wear it out really quickly, or lose it. That was kind of the something that Jake brought up. Like, you're gonna lose tools regardless, right? You could buy the nicest, most expensive hand tools, like all those German tools and stuff like that, but you're probably gonna lose like half of them. So you might not want to start right out the gate with the most expensive tools and equipment. And I've already said plenty of times that I've started. When I started, I did have like Klein everything because my dad bought tools, and we had to buy tools for like the school that I went to. But like, I did have a couple of field piece things, but most of it was used or hand me downs or whatever. So you can go that route, or you can go the other route of like, I want to buy the best of the best right now. Pick a platform with power tools like Milwaukee, DeWalt, something like that, and stick to it, because then you can accumulate that stuff over time and it's gonna last you. But for me, like, I was not super conscious. I had a dirty van all the time. I had stuff thrown everywhere. I broke my first field piece S-Mans that my dad bought me. So like, knowing I was like that, I didn't really care for the most expensive tools or anything like that. I had analogs, good old yellow jacket analogs for the longest time, and I just did the conversion on PT charts. So I always carried one with me, and I did it that way. So Elitech, if you're buying your own equipment, yes. And my whole point in that video that I did yesterday was like, for the Navac ones that they don't even do this, or they're similar to these that I'm showing you right now, because these don't do like superheat or subcool. I don't think it has anything to plug into. So these are basic gauges. Like, if you want the what do you call it? The other, those just read pressure. If you want like to get something that does everything and you want to pay a little, actually, I don't know why they're all the same price. If you want to get this one, I just don't like the way it looks, but I mean, I'm a little bit picky. So this one is our next level up, but it's the same price, and you get the clamp, so you can do superheat and subcool with this. So like, I have nothing against Elitech. I think they're pretty good. I've had I've had stuff from them before. I usually give the guys some of that stuff that I've gotten from Elitech. But the reason like I would use field piece and why I kind of stick to it, and I mean, I'll try other ones just to give it a shot, but field piece, you pay what, like 500 or 600 bucks for a manifold, like the digital one, because it can take wireless clamps if you choose to upgrade. It can connect to my scale, which I use all the time when I weigh my charge in. I like being able to see it on my manifold as I'm checking superheat, as I'm adding. I can see the weight and everything there. And I don't use a micron gauge anymore. When I started, I did use it a lot. That was built into the manifold. But the reason I kind of stick with field piece is because all of them work together. So that's kind of like what I was saying earlier about a platform, whether it's Milwaukee, DeWalt, any other power tool. Like, you do that because they all take the same battery, right? In my like in my on my HVAC tools, I like to keep them kind of the same, because for one, the quality should be similar between all of them, but also they work together. So like your probes and your clamps and all of that, and then your manifolds and your micron gauge and your scale, they all connect to the same app. So I try to stick to one. But if you're buying your own tools in the beginning, I don't think it matters that much unless you're going to make those investments. Because even for me, like, I'll buy my guys some of the basic digital stuff, and then if they want to upgrade, that's on them. They can spend the money and buy, like, one of our guys. I would get him, like, he's gotten the Elitech. I've gotten him some Navac stuff, but he wanted field piece, right? So he made his own purchase for some S-Mans and stuff like that, that he knew somebody that was selling that stuff, so he got a good deal and he was able to upgrade on his own. But I'll provide some basic stuff, and Elitech is one of those that we provide for some of the guys. Although I did buy him field piece probes, so I know I said he buys his own stuff sometimes, but we do help him out sometimes. HVAC. I don't know what to call this, but yeah, HVAC and remove heat. I just didn't feel like putting hangout again, but I could go back to that. Well, it's good to hear, Jason. I'm happy you had fun. You worked too much. What's up, Victor? Been waiting on a pump for a combi oven for 3 months. Man, I don't know what to tell you. Like it's pretty. Oh man, it's pretty out there, or pretty. See, and they do this, and sometimes the supply house, I have to like. It's usually just that they're back ordered, right? But sometimes it's the supply house that I have issues with. I just had a. I just got a couple of parts that were like defective when I got them, and dealing with that kind of sucks too if they're damaged in shipping, or something happens, and then like having to wait for another one to be ordered, like stuff like that, or just being back ordered puts us in a horrible um situation with the customer, because they're just waiting and waiting and waiting, and what are you going to do about it? Yeah, I'm going to look into that. I wonder how that works. I'm going to look into it. The coils, coil making companies. Love to HVAC just put out a new video on repairing aluminum. I You bet I already watched that video. Um my only thing with those, cuz I'm going to do my own videos pretty soon, and I might try to see if I can get more footage on some of my calls and kind of incorporate that, cuz I don't really, I don't do the whole GoPro strapped on and just like do the repair, but I want to do more of that because I love the video. So that gives you a good general idea of how to do that. And then if you ever find yourself in that kind of situation on any video that they do, right, you have an idea of how to do it. And they said in the video too, like the best way is to actually practice. So I don't have any aluminum coils on me to do that. Usually when I have to do that kind of repair, it's like on the spot, and we try to get them going. I'm trying to get some more coils so I can have here, um, and work on in the shop and stuff. Practice, right? That's the best way to do it. Because I see a lot of copper to aluminum, and trying to repair that. And the issue that I had one time was that there's a crack on one side usually, and sometimes it's on the copper side. And then you need to get the copper hot enough to make your repair on that side, and then sometimes you need to not get the aluminum side too hot, because then you screw up that side, right? So somebody did mention to me to use like a hot block or something, like a putty, when you're doing a repair like that, and trying to keep the two metals from messing with each other, because they're basically two different melting points at that, so there's always, my point, their videos are great, and it's always good to watch that, and then you can apply it in the field. It's just, when do you see like a drilled hole in the coil, right? So I think I saw some comments in there that were saying the same thing, like, oh, what if it's like in this spot or that spot, or it's a rusted out coil, or something like that. So I've been wanting to do, because I do these repairs often in my videos. I don't always show everything, but I do them, but I don't have any dedicated videos to like, this is how you fix this kind of leak, or this braze, or this, whatever. So I'm going to try and get clips maybe from videos, and then try to from now on to get better footage of that kind of stuff, because it's never what it looks like in a controlled environment. So, but it's always good to know, because right now I'm going to have to repair a couple of coils if I can't get them anyway. It's always a plus to wait 6 weeks for a coil. Yeah, and you end up having to top it off and just hope it lasts until then. Feels like we got the last condenser in all of Texas last week. It's like hunting for them now. Yeah, I have a bad feeling they're going to tell me that it's still not available in 2 weeks, but I'm going to go out this week and try and take the day to take it apart, find the leak, make sure that that's the only leak, repair whatever we need to do, and get them going. So yeah, it's hard to beat the field piece probes. Oh, but they don't do aluminum coils. Well, luckily the one that I have right now that I know has the leak is a copper um, tube. So I don't know. We'll see. I feel like I'll be able to repair it. It's just I would rather have replaced the coil because it's an old, not old, but it's a little bit older. Anything compared to the field piece? The field piece, what? My main thing is how are the user interface, like the app. So a lot of people like Measure Quick. A lot of people like Measure Quick because it does a lot for the technician. Which, if you're new, it'll help you because if you enter, but you have to enter all your inputs, so it has to be the whole charge and error kit. So you need to use your psychrometers for the best result, and you need to tell it like the conditions, what kind of system it is, meter and device. You got to give it as much information as you can, and Measure Quick will actually tell you what to look for. And then what I like on theirs is like the superheat subcoil, the temp split, all that kind of stuff at the bottom has like a good, better, and best or ideal range, like where you want to be. So I like that it does that for you. I personally don't like that, or not that I don't like it, I don't need it. So I like the Field Piece app because it just shows you the numbers. It just tells you this is your pressure, this is your saturation temperature, this is your superheat, this is what the temperature is of the pipes and the psychrometers and all that. You can get all that and just kind of scroll up and down, get your numbers, and I can picture what's going on. Cause that's just what I'm used to. I'm used to give me the number, give me the temperature. Okay, it's doing this. Okay, we need to do this. So I don't benefit from Measure Quick personally, but like a lot of new guys do. Measure Quick supports field piece, JB probes, even the Navac ones, kind of. I'll show you tomorrow in tomorrow's video how to do that, but it doesn't 100% work yet. I think it supports a lot of the testos, and I think it supports a lot of the major brands. So like you can use Measure Quick with anything. I just always liked Field Piece because you can just kind of scroll up and down. You can kind of close the or collapse things that you're not using and just get the information you need. I know Measure Quick, I don't know if Matt has said anything, has a grid view. I don't really like the grid view because it looks weird and um it's like organized differently. And I'm pretty sure Measure they have to do multiple stages, right? Cuz like on my field piece, I can break it up into like a two stage, I think even more. And I've used that every now and then. But JB, if you get JB's app looks identical to Measure Quick. It's just it doesn't do all the extra things that I was talking about. So It looks exactly the same. The only one that doesn't work right now is Navax, and they are working on that. They sent me a letter. Oh, okay. You still have the Testos. Testo's another one. Testo is a good brand. Durable too. I've used those, and their app is. I think I don't remember if it has like any visual to it, but their app I remember was very similar to Fieldpiece. It's just straight up and down numbers, and you can get your readings and all that. Yeah, you like the Testo app. Let's see. Oh yeah, I forgot Jason is also a Testo guy. Testo is another good what do you call it? Oh my god, like another good platform to get into because I am jealous of their what do you call it? Their manifold. Those look nice. So I really like the Testo stuff too. Exact. I mentioned that in tomorrow's video. The only complaint is Testo buttons. My probes, when I had Testos, those were always dying on me randomly because they would be on in the tool bag, and I personally like to carry them in the tool bag. I don't usually use a separate pouch or anything. Oh, I wouldn't get the probes. Do they have actual probes? If it's the ones that I reviewed, I didn't like them. They're just like stubbies. They're not really probes. What is up, good guy? Yeah, just invest in field piece. Our maintenance for the most part is either every 3 months or every 6 months. Most of them are every. So like for the ACs, it's every 6 months. For anything like an ice machine, that's quarterly. That's every 3 months. So we are just like turning into a maintenance company, and which is good because we're hiring. So plenty of work for the guys to do. But yeah, we do like ice machines at the hospitals. We're starting to do more ice machines outside and getting some of our customers to finally start doing ice machine maintenance, which a lot of them don't. But like the ACs are every 6 months, so that's not a big deal. You just clean out the coils, clean out the evaporator, the filters. Well, they change their own filters, so we don't deal with that. But drain lines get clogged up, so we're trying to keep that under control. And I feel like one now it's to a point. So I mean, we run our own business. I don't know how many guys here run their own business. So maintenance, I know it's something nobody likes to do, but it keeps the money coming in, right? So I still run a lot of them. My brother does the maintenance for us, and I try, I feel bad, but I try to stick him with it a lot, and he takes it. I'd rather be doing some of the major calls, so he does like half of our maintenance. I still do a few of them because it's easier for me. I have the tallest ladder to get to all the weird locations that we have. So I still do them, but like yeah, so like once one is due, like let's say I get done with one, right? Because each one of them is like 20 stores. I do one. It takes me like a month or whatever to finish one, or 2 months if I'm busy. And then the ice machines kick in. So then I got a month of that. And then another maintenance kicks in, and then another one. So like they're kicking in every few months, back to back. And we're gonna be adding more. So it's good for business though. And then every time I do these maintenances, I have videos that I just haven't gotten to yet. They don't know what's going on, especially on a rooftop. So I take a lot of pictures on top of like documenting everything. So every time they ask me something or like, hey, that's kind of weird that that happened. I'm like, and I feel bad every time I go out there that they need like a new motor or not belts. Like we do the belts, a new motor or contactor or something like that. And I'm just there to do maintenance. I'm like, well, you guys didn't know, right? And I document everything. I can pull clips from my YouTube videos if they want to see what happened. So it's also just good to get extra work. We get a lot of, and I get frustrated because I'm usually in a rush to get these done. But like we get every now and then, every other call, every other maintenance you go to, it could be a what do you call it? A bad motor, a bad contactor, a bad thermostat, stuff like that. What leak detector do I recommend? Was there anybody? Infocon is a good one. Detect, let's see, Detect 3. So I am not like Kurt. I don't have anything against Infocon. Let us pull up the Detect 3. Okay, this is the one without the screen. Um, so the guys are mentioning the Detect 3. Do we have a price for it? So what, like $500 maybe? Yeah, the Stratus is a hard one for me to recommend. I know the guys love it. A lot of guys love it, but they're expensive. This I know this one has all the cartridges, but it's like $1,000 leak detector. So 500 is not bad for the D-Tech 3. Here's good old Tech again. That one actually works pretty good too if you get an infrared uh Tech one. So that one is what, 250. How much is the Hillmore infrared? 350. I used the Hillmore one for a long time. If I can get it to show. I used that Hillmore one for a long time, the infrared leak detector, and it worked really good. The only reason I stopped is because I left it out during a storm and it got destroyed. But 350 is pretty good too. But the Tech, I don't know if you guys can notice, they are identical to this one. I think they're made by the same manufacturer, so you can save $100 and get the Tech one. I personally am still using the Field Piece infrared. This one is another expensive one. Let's see. Yeah, it's like a $500 leak detector. So I mean, it's up to you. I use the Field Piece. A lot of people like Infocon. I will say I had the, is it TechMate? Inficon. I had this one forever and it never steered me wrong. It needed, you had to remember to replace the sensor or keep up with that. And the damn D batteries that it took, it was a pain in the ass to change them out. They died a lot. So can't go wrong with those. But like if you're asking me, I personally use the Field Piece infrared, the new one, because I like the lighted tip. It works for the most part. I am gonna put it up against the Hillmore leak detectors. I just got those in a few weeks ago, so we're gonna see if those are any better, and I'll let you guys know. Yeah, the DR82 is the one I have. Hillmore. I was actually gonna bring this up. Like, how many people forgot about Helmore? Like, they were doing quite a bit with a lot of tools that they had coming out. I just feel like they haven't done a lot in a while. Like, they're still there, but they should update some of their stuff. Yeah, if you had to pick between the two, like if you're buying your own stuff, like the guys were recommending the what was it called again? The D-Tech versus a Stratus. Like you don't really need the screen. They have the same sensor, everything like that. So it's like half the price. I love that book. So I don't know about online classes. I just have a bunch of books, but the commercial refrigeration for air conditioning techs is doesn't it have I don't remember if it had did it have a CD with it or something? I just read the book. But yeah, if you're doing commercial refrigeration and you have a basic understanding, this is a really good one. Cuz it treats you like you already know the basics and it just gets right into like what's different or what you need to learn. It's a great book. I've had it forever. Visuals are great too. Is there anything free for me to learn more about commercial HVAC? Go to you or stay on YouTube and look up more of those people, or just look up. I mean, there's a ton of people looking. I mean, not looking, making content. Navac has a leak. Oh yeah, they do have a cheap leak detector. I wanted to try it, and I was trying to talk to them, but they said yes, and then nothing came in. Navac leak detector. And yeah, the Navac is this one. Damn it. This is Navax. It's pretty simple. 198. I think do they have another one? I kept thinking they had another one too. That and their micron gauge I thought were really cool. I just haven't used either one. Oh, they got a new one as well. Yeah, Navac makes really cool stuff. It just be careful. The probes were not ready yet, and I had to return mine. Is a Navac 2 CFM pump good to start? The 2 CFM is what is it 500 400? It is a good pump, but I don't know if you should get it right now. So the 2 CFM looks like it's like 500 bucks. It's not bad. Um Hillmore has one coming out, the Navac, but I won't have my hands on it for another week or so. So I'll have to try it out. But I had the Navac one for years and it did fine for smaller equipment. Anything under 10 tons, it was like perfect. Oh, that's right. You can practice aluminum repairs with the soda cans. Testo has the best smart probe app by far. Yeah, but everybody keeps telling me to use Measure Quick. That's why I'm trying it again. Mike Holland, what is up, man? What is your camera setup for the field? Which camera? Okay, so if I'm on a job and I don't feel like taking a camera, my phone is the best camera. You just the What's more important to me is the audio. So, not having a lot of wind noise, being able to talk through your call, right? That's the best part about doing a repair video, right? Is like talk out loud. That's kind of my approach to it, and kind of like what it is just you thinking out loud or talking out loud on your steps and all the stuff that you're doing, right? I noticed this, I noticed that, and we're doing this, we're doing that. So like your phone is good enough. I still use it for a lot of different things, and a lot of the videos that you're going to see coming up in the field are just with my phone. I didn't feel like taking my camera gear. So my most important thing is to have a microphone. So I have the DJI wireless mics 2, hooks up to my phone, and you know you don't hear any of the wind or anything like that. So that's my most important part. But your phone is your best camera. Now, if I want to have a dedicated camera where my phone, if it's a longer repair or something like that, because my phone will overheat real quick, I use a DJI Action 5 camera. And again, that ecosystem, I prefer to stay in the same ecosystem. So those mics work with that camera with no receiver. You just turn them both on and they hook up. So my whole thing is keep it as simple as you can in the field, because the last thing you want to think about is the recording. You're there to do work. You're there to just kind of film yourself. So it can either be your phone or an action camera that you just sit down or strap to your chest and like don't even think about it. Now here in the for tour reviews, garage, all that kind of stuff, I have another camera, the DJI Pocket 3, which is amazing. And I'm currently seeing if I need to upgrade that one to like a actual like expensive camera, just to have something nice for those kinds of videos, because I find myself now doing a lot of like tour reviews and things like that in the garage. You don't need service or Wi-Fi for the Testo app. But what are you trying to do with the, like, what do you need it, like, what is it, what are you doing with it that requires a internet connection? Because my field piece works when I don't have service. It just takes a few seconds because it's like searching for service, and then it'll finally get into the app. If you have internet, it does it quicker, but if you don't have internet, it just takes a while and then it opens up. I've never had an issue not having service with that. Mic issues. Am I breaking up? Can you guys hear me? Am I breaking up? I'm checking the comments right now. Anyway, let's see. Yeah, the only thing is I don't know what you're using or what you need from it to be online because like for me, it still works when I don't have service. Like the Feel Piece app, the Measure Quick one too, but the Measure Quick one is like actively looking for an update. Let's see. Yeah, if you're new, a recovery and a vacuum pump are usually provided. Oh yeah, Helm. I mean, Diversitech owns quite a bit of different companies. What does R22 taste like? I know what it smells like. Um, Whenever we would unsweat like certain compressors or anything like that, I never liked doing a new line set. Like if I'm replacing a compressor on an RT or anything like that, so you unsweat it and kind of pop it out, and you would get that big flame of that torched up refrigerant. That'll that'll wake you up. Yeah, as long as it's a K type, they're all the same. Get the Milwaukee. Milwaukee has their vacuum pump priced really well in my opinion. They're like it's like a 700 buck $700 for a 5 CFM. And you can use, if you already have the Milwaukee batteries, you're good. All right, guys. Well, I'm already at an hour. I hope you guys are or enjoyed your weekend. Hopefully you guys are ready for the week coming up. I appreciate everybody for tuning in and hanging out here, getting some topics going and all that good stuff. Hopefully we can start doing this pretty consistently and just, answering some questions and catching up with you guys before the week starts. So I appreciate everybody for tuning in. I'm going to sign off. We'll see you guys. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the audio. We'll see you guys next time.